Our next student relocated from New York, and she actually received the highest ranking for all of our applications this year, which means that her essay will be submitted to the Worldwide ERC Foundation for additional recognition. This essay will be featured in the Worldwide ERC Mobility magazine, which distributes to a global audience. Please help me recognize and congratulate Katherine Jennings. She is the 2015 Worldwide ERC Scholarship Essay Award winner of the year. I'd like to add she is accompanied by her aunt and uncle today, Cindy and Kurt Day. Thank you for being here.
Hi, everybody. Before I start, I just wanted to say how appreciative I am of this, because of things like this, I get to go to college. So that's awesome. Okay. So, change is something that humans must encounter to grow. But stepping up to that challenge of change requires climbing a mountain of courage. In the case of my relocation to Texas, and what I'm sure many others felt, my circumstances what put me face to face with change. I hiked forward when I chose to take on my situation with excitement and fortitude rather than anger and resistance. June 25th, 2013 not only changed my return address, but changed who I would become for the rest of my life. Rewind approximately 2 months. April 17th, 2013. On that Wednesday, I woke up like any 16-year-old would, expecting a normal day. What I ended up getting, however, was far from one. That evening, my father, Barrett Scott Jennings, was in the midst of winning a tennis match. Following one of his power serves, dizziness took over his body. The color in his complexion drained within the blink of an eye, and he stumbled to the ground, replying no to the question if it was okay. He was my best friend. That same second he swung his racket for the last time was the second it took for my life to completely change. After his fatal heart arrhythmia, my siblings and I were under the guardianship of my Aunt Cindy and Uncle Kurt, who resided in Southlake, Texas, about 15 minutes away. Comparing my home life in New York to that of Texas was black and white. One moment I was with my two parents, brother and sister, and the next I was with my two guardians. My two guardians, my siblings, and their 4 kids. My dad tried to help my mother exile her severe addiction to alcohol for 18 years until the last straw of their marriage broke in 2011. As a result of their divorce, my father gained full custody of my siblings and I, and in any case of tragedy, listed my Aunt Cindy and Uncle Kurt as my guardians. As different as it is, converting to my Texan family is the biggest blessing I could ever imagine. My father's presence seeps into every family movie night and sibling cousin outing. Dog walking together is our favorite. My siblings, cousins, and aunt and uncle are people I strive to be like every day. Anyone whose relocation is accompanied by a new family structure should do the same. Acting like an ideal family member by showing unconditional love and support will inspire others to act similarly. My household environment, however, was not the last thing I had to adjust to. Moving from a 1-mile-long beach town on Long Island, New York, to Southlake, Texas was a culture shock, to say the least. By now, I'm hooked on sweet tea and have found that y'all is an extremely useful pronoun while texting. Besides the blazing August heat, the size of my new skull was one of the hardest Texas attributes to adjust to. I left a grade of 150 students and entered one that was almost 700. Instead of being the new kid, a title that would allow me extra sympathy and attention for entering a new environment, I was just a kid people thought they'd never seen before. In In order to make friends, my voice got louder and my personality got bigger. How that was possible, I'm not sure myself. Moments when I could have hidden behind my desk, I chose to stand out, like voicing my opinion during class discussions or debates. When I saw people I have met once, I always acknowledge them with a warm smile or friendly hello. When in doubt, give a shout is my utterly cheesy life motto. Whenever the voice in my head said, "Don't do that, they might think you're a negative adjective," I did it. I didn't act like a crazy person, but I didn't act like a hermit crab either. I fearlessly acted like myself. The reality is that yes, moving takes you completely out of your comfort zone. The best remedy is not to fight it. Embrace the place that is uncomfortable and make it comfortable. In addition to speaking presentations becoming a breeze, I now inherently walk into rooms with confidence and people feel like they've known me for years. Because of my relocation, everywhere and everyone has become a part of my comfort zone. As much as I wanted to get an A in class by confidently walking into the classroom, Carroll Senior High had other plans. At my previous school, I was used to being the top of my class and never used the term class rank once. At Carroll, I quickly learned that few were above scratching and clawing to be ranked in the top 7% of our grade. Homework was not a question of if you have completed it, but how well you completed it. Standardized test scores are attacked with ambition, and extracurriculars are overabundant because college is without a doubt in every Carroll Dragons future. In other words, I was no longer the big dog of academics. That, however, made me push myself even harder to reach the goal set by Carroll Senior High School. After a month of doing homework from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m., I developed a poignant structure to completing assignments and prioritizing to-dos. My immeasurable effort put into keeping up with the school I relocated to paid off when good grades and college acceptances came along. In addition, my new environment sparked my love for writing, reading, and interest in current events. If anyone relocates to a school much different from their previous, the best way of adjusting is stepping up to every task that is presented with full force. Although it may be much harder and more intimidating, the end result is infinitely beneficial. Overall, my relocation to Texas made me grow into a young lady with an unending thirst to achieve goals and desire to spread the love I feel by my father and blended family. Today, I continue to love the change a challenge brought me a year and a half